What's up guys, this is Karim. Today I want to try something a little bit different. I'm going to tell you my opinion as a screenwriter, how I would have written Wandavision. And just for the record, I'm not trying to say that I would have done it better than Marvel. Just sharing with you how I would have personally done it. I really enjoyed episode 1. I think it was almost perfect. I enjoyed everything about it. It was funny, it was interesting for sure. There are just a couple of things that I would have personally changed. I would have added later in it was Agatha All Along montage. I would have added that she was the one behind Mr. and Mrs. Hart weird behavior. I feel like it would have made sense because they were interrogating Wanda and Vision, trying to know more about their past. I just feel like it would have made a lot of sense. Another thing I would have done, I would have added the radio scene from episode 2 where Jimmy Woo was trying to get in touch with Wanda. So yeah, those are the only two things I would have changed about episode 1. I would have made episode 2 and 3 just one episode. I really enjoyed both and I thought they were really interesting, but I feel like episode 2 didn't really add much to the story overall. I feel like we already seen Wanda and Vision trying to fit in this neighborhood multiple times during the show, so overall I just feel like the episode wasn't really needed. So the episode would be black and white mostly. The episode would start with Wanda finding out that she's pregnant, and we still can keep the weird stuff with the beekeeper dude. And Wanda finally gives birth. That's where the show gets all the colors. And I feel like an appropriate ending for the episode would be like when Monica mentions Ultron. I feel like that would be a nice cliffhanger. Episode 4 would stay the same for the most part. However, the only thing that would change about it is that this is going to be the first time that we see Wanda kicking out Monica out of the hex. I really wouldn't have changed anything about episode 5. That's not to say that it was my favorite episode, but I feel like all the stuff about life and death and Wanda resurrecting people, I feel like that really fit well into the story and the theme of the show, and with the whole thing with Agatha trying to find out more about Wanda, so I feel like it just made sense overall. In episode 6, I really wanted a scene where Wanda tells her brother, or her fake brother, that she really missed him and how hard it's been since he died. I just really wanted more emotional stuff with the twins. The other thing I would have added about episode 6 is after Wanda attacks him, I feel like she should have said something like, "You're not my brother." She could have like yelled it or said it calmly. However, I feel like if she said something, then it would have give us closure to this part of the story, because I feel like they just kind of let it end without a proper ending. I know in episode 7 she tells her kids that this dude is not really their real uncle. However, I feel like if she said something like this after she attacks him, I feel like that would have wrapped up everything nicely, especially considering the fact that she was interrogating him the whole episode to find out why he looks different, so that would have wrapped up the whole thing. The only thing I would have changed about episode 7 is Monica's powers. I would still give her powers, but I just didn't like how in the showdown with Wanda it felt like she's kinda equal to her. I know that wasn't the case, and I know for sure that's not what they were trying to do. However, watching that scene felt that way, and I just really didn't like it. I would still give Monica powers, and she's definitely an interesting character. However, I just would tone it down a little bit. Episode 8, when Agatha went inside Wanda's mind to find out more about her and her past and her powers, I feel like this was a missed opportunity to introduce the X-Men. I feel like like personally, I would have added like a little Easter egg to connect the show with the X-Men. Uh, and it doesn't really need to be something really obvious. It could be just, for example, it could be just Magneto's helmet just lying in the background. It doesn't necessarily have to be that, but that's just one example. Even better, we can show a hooded man, which is Magneto, but we're not going to reveal that in the show. We could show him dropping off the Maximoff twins in front of their foster parents, just to imply that their past is not what we thought it was, and that there is more to it, and to explain that they were adopted, and just to build up future movies with the X-Men. And I know for sure that Marvel has big plans for the X-Men, but I don't think really that adding a little Easter egg or quick scene like this would have affected those plans, whatever they are, but at the same time I don't know the plans, so I cannot say for sure. I really loved everything about episode 9, however, if I was writing the show I would have added a few things. For example, I would have definitely killed Hayward. I just really hated his character. I wanted to punch him the whole show, and I was patiently waiting for him to die, but he didn't, so I was a little bit disappointed. So the way I would have personally done it is I would have made Whitevision do it. I feel like that would have been poetic, because, you know, Hayward created Whitevision. I feel like there should have been a scene where Whitevision saves Wanda to build up future movies with them together. I just don't really want to see Wanda with anyone except for Vision, any version of him. I feel like they're perfect for each other. The way I would have done it, maybe it would have been something like while Wanda and Agatha are fighting in the sky, Agatha blasts Wanda, Wanda falls to the ground wounded, and then Hayward tries to take the shot. He's finally so close to kill Wanda, but then Whitevision comes, he blocks the bullets and kills Hayward. And then after that he disappears. Or maybe we can try something more subtle, like maybe just after everything is done at the end of the episode, maybe we can see Wanda and Whitevision exchange a look, and then both of them just fly their separate ways. I feel like that could have also set up their story for future movies, but it's way more subtle than the other option. I would have added an explanation to why we didn't see the Avengers during the whole show. The first option would be maybe a sword agent tells Hayward, like, let's call the Avengers for backup to deal with Wanda, because they don't know his actual plan, they don't know his motives. So, and then he tells that agent something like, no, we don't need more freaks here, because obviously he doesn't want to go against more Avengers. He can barely go against Wanda, so that could have been an option. The second option, to give an explanation to where are the Avengers. Maybe someone tries to contact the Avengers and Agatha stops them. I think it would have made sense, because just like Hayward, she doesn't want the Avengers to come and mess up her plans. So I feel like either one of those explanations would have been satisfying. So that's it. That's how I would have written Wandavision. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe, and let me know if you want to see more stuff like this in the future.